why I didn't play basketball. What's up guys, Matt here from Become Elite, and I started to think about what video I was going to do today, and I realized that I've shown you a lot of workouts, I've shown you a lot of drills and tutorials, but I haven't really showed you how to set up your weekly training schedule. So today I'm just going to go over my mindset when I'm going over my next week and planning out my workouts and sessions that I'm going to do. So the first thing is that you need to look at your week for that next week and determine how many hours you can dedicate towards training. And I'm talking about hours of everything from soccer, fitness, and weightlifting and plyometrics. And you have to really be honest with yourself and figure out how many hours in that next week can you dedicate strictly towards training. For me, for example, I look at my next week and I can see that I can put in about 2 hours a day of just strictly training. So that means I have 14 hours to break down into workouts. The second thing you have to do is go to a coach or talk to a mentor and figure out what your strengths and weaknesses are in terms of athleticism, your fitness, and your skill training. I think those are the three main things to really look at. Once you figure out your weaknesses and your strengths, then you can start to break down those 14 hours or however many hours that you have for your next week and start allotting time to each one. Now, I always recommend that skill training should be your number one thing, no matter what. You should have at least half of your time spent on skills training. So for my 14 hours a week, I want to at least put 7 hours into just skill training. And this can be dribbling, passing, first touch, shooting, anything that really has to do with soccer. That's what I consider skills training. So at least half of your training is dedicated to our skills training, but then we want to figure out how we're going to break down that extra half of the time, those extra 7 hours. So then I look at myself or what the coach thinks my strengths and weaknesses are, and then I can allot more of those 7 hours to each category. So look at it, and if you think, wow, I'm not as athletic compared to all of my peers and teammates, I want to improve that, then what you're going to do is allot more time of the week into weightlifting and plyometric training. If your fitness is down, but I'm strong, I'm athletic, but I just can't keep that 90 minutes going for the entire game, and my skills are good, then you're going to want to allot more time for fitness training. And so you can start to do that. One more thing, it's not an exact science, it's not an exact mathematical formula. It really is more about feeling yourself and understanding what you need to do. And try out different formulas, try out more weightlifting, try out more skill training, try out less fitness or less this, and just kind of mix and match your different trainings and just see how your overall game is affected by your different patterns of your week. And once you find a good weekly schedule that really works for you and fits, good. Keep it, roll with it, and just continue doing that, and you will see huge benefits. I'll give you some examples. So when I was in high school as a freshman and sophomore, skill-wise, I was above average for most of my classmates, most of my teammates. But and fitness-wise, I was way above average. I was one of the top guys in my school. But athletically, I was small. I was 120 pounds, and my coach actually said to me that he doesn't want to put me in a game because he's scared of me getting physically injured. So I looked at that and I said, wow, my weakness is my athleticism. I decided that I wanted that extra half of my training to be more focused on weight training. I wanted to bring up my weakness to become a more complete soccer player. I was doing 3 to 4 extra soccer trainings a week by myself. And then in addition to that, I was doing 3 to 4 extra weightlifting sessions just by myself. And fitness, I wasn't doing any more fitness because I thought I was in the middle of my season and I was getting enough fitness in during my extra soccer trainings and practices. So as you can see, I completely threw out one thing and I just focused on skill training and weight training. And those two things, as I found, it really helped me. And within 2 years, I really, got bigger and stronger, and I was actually one of the stronger guys on my high school team by my senior year. Another example is once I got to college, I was athletically very strong, and on my team, I was one of the more fit guys there. But my skill training, my actual skills, compared to the rest of my peers in college, was below average. I was still lifting 4 to 5 times a week, and I was doing fitness, once or twice a week at this time, and my skills training was about 3 times a week. So I stopped, reevaluated what I was doing, and realized that I need to stop doing so much weightlifting and focus more on my skill training to bring up my weak point and to make myself a more complete soccer player again. So I trimmed down my weightlifting sessions to just 2 to 3 times a week, My fitness sessions remained at twice a week because that was still working for me. And I brought up my skill trainings to almost 5 to 6 times a week. And the result is that my skills exploded and I became even more of a rounded soccer player. So this is a good mindset of how to really figure out what you want to train. Figure out how many hours a week you can dedicate towards training. Figure out your weaknesses and strengths of athleticism, fitness, and skill training. And then based on what your weaknesses and strengths are, divide up the other half to fit accordingly. And remember, I always think that at least half of your training hours should be skill training. If you're still having problems trying to figure out exactly what your training should be like, look into one of our programs online, our customized programs, where we break down your trainings for you and develop a program to work on your strengths and weaknesses. You can find that by clicking right here at www.become-elite.com. I hope you really learned something. I'm sorry this video wasn't cool and I didn't show any tricks or tutorials, but it's a very important part of the game. And once you learn how to break down your weekly training sessions and allot the given amount of times to each category, it will really help bring up your weaknesses and make you even a better soccer player.